Okay, let's get this show on the road. Hello everyone, my name is Uthers, and welcome back to Planet Coaster Alpine Odyssey. I'll be your wonderful and only host today, as what seems to be the usual case. Anyways, we are looking at the staff area today, and hopefully you all are having a good weekend. It is Sunday? Yes, the Sunday stream for Planet Coaster. So we'll just chill here for a second, let people kind of roll in. Ask away, how's everyone doing? DJ K Killer, hello. Hello, hello. I see that our base is here. Heatwave saying notifications doesn't work. Make sure if you guys are wanting notifications, hit that bell. And hopefully you'll get more notifications as to what's going on the channel as videos come out. And also you can sponsor and get a parking lot spot, which I can go over a little bit more today. It's 1 a.m. Monday for you. Holy cow, go to bed. Go to bed. Don't sleep. Don't wake up on Monday feeling terrible. Oh man. Hello Devin. Hello Christopher and Silent Night. Wave to you, my friend. Actually, let me just do this. Pop. There we go. Hey, Jewel. So, we're just going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome, of course, to Alpine Odyssey. As you know, last episode, we built this kind of backstaging area. A little bit more of a proper loading dock for some of these buildings. Today we're going to be kind of finishing up the left side of the building. It's not 100% done. The right side still needs its ventilations and little details added onto that. But overall, the doors turned out really nice. We might even think about making a semi-truck to fit back here. I'm not quite sure how that'll work. Or if a semi-truck can even navigate through our roads. But we'll see. We'll see when the time comes to that. Wow, lag. Okay, thanks. Thanks, autosave. Not only are you a lifesaver, but you also scare the crap out of me every time. Let's see. I might want to try and put some greenery back in this area as I removed it all as I was working around here. Added another little crosswalk and things like that. Last stream, for those of you who missed the last stream, we built these kind of power generators, you know, just to keep this section up and running if the power decides to go out. And these were fun little things to make. I like the open console and then the hazard signs that, you know it's a hazard sign, but you can't really read the hazard sign. We made our staff only signs, and staff are going into this backstage building, which is really cool. So that is neat. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions for Planet Coaster, now is a good time to do it. Live streams are kind of instant feedback. Things that if you guys suggest, sometimes I'll just kind of get a spark of inspiration off of it and just run with that for the next 30 minutes or so. So that's what I suggest doing there. Over here, I've been adding some names. So this lot, the purple lot of the parking area, is going to be having some reserved parking. So Louis Jerez, last stream, guessed how many, or was the closest one to how many total park count we had in the park. So he got a free reserved parking space. I'm thinking about doing that about once a month. So once a month, we'll kind of go through and add whoever guesses the closest to the current park count. So you guys can get a chance, to get a reserved spot in Alpine Odyssey. Over here we have the reserve spots for all of the sponsors of the channel. So all these guys have decided to sponsor. So thank you guys who decide to do so. You guys make the channel better. So here we go. Let's get started. Hey Joe, welcome to the stream. All right, what is it that I can work on? Well, I need to make some lines here because this seems to be like a little bit of an exposed sidewalk kind of area, but not enough room for a proper sidewalk. And the crosswalk, you know, gotta be careful of adding too much white, because it's a little blinding in Planet Coaster. So I might just do a little extra orange barrier here, just going straight across. There we go. All right, and we'll grab some additional lines. I know lines and probably some of the backstage stuff isn't super interesting for a lot of people. I'm sure everyone's just like, Uthers, why haven't you built a coaster in 5 months? Well, the answer is simply, to me, this is one, fun to build. I enjoy the backstage immensely because it's kind of a thing you don't see many people do. It's kind of more common now than it used to be, for sure. And I just want to be kind of the first kind of proper one to get finished here. So that's why we're working on it. And it was also always in the plan anyways. Hello, Jesse. Okay, let's bring that over. And yes, this all feels utilitarian, which is good. Well, I go back to Stonehearth in some time. You know, I've always enjoyed Stonehearth. I would love to go back to it at some point. I mean, the last time we did a proper series, we made a really nice looking medieval town with all custom buildings. I like the way that turned out, for sure. It's good to be back finally. Well, welcome back. We have been waiting for your grand return. This stuff makes you think about all the stuff you don't see but happens every day. Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing about logistics and the backstage. You kind of know stuff is going on. Like even if you like take a look at, you know, a fast food restaurant, they have loading docks and things, and it makes you wonder what else they're hiding back there. All the food. Let's get that over there. Let's get this, and you know what? Let's just bring it down. Give it a second, Kurt. How mine? Have you watched any new anime yet? I haven't watched any anime for a while. I'm actually revisiting Full Metal Panic here recently. Full Metal Panic Fumofu, to be a little bit more specific. I'm actually pretty excited because they're apparently coming out with a new Full Metal Panic. So that's a really good anime. I always enjoyed that concept, and I think that they're the ones who do that concept the best, for sure. Let's get some barriers here, just so these people feel a little bit more protected. In fact, that's something I haven't done anywhere in this area, so I'm going to add more than just these. So let's grab this, make it orange, and dark orange for the light. Whoa. That was way too quick. New Tokyo Ghoul. Really good, would recommend. Oh, I might check that out. Though really, I'm more of a manga reader myself. Manga for me is generally the best way that I get a lot of this kind of stuff. My fix for anime. Just you know, I can read it easier than I can watch it a lot of the times at work, because that kind of requires a me to have my monitor kind of open on the other screen, and I can't really watch that. So that looks fine. And I'm happy we're able to get a sidewalk in through here. After I started it over here in this area, I thought it was really important to try and get this to connect up to the building. And I think we succeeded on that, so that's good. Having a small cargo car in the train depot would be pretty cool. Kind of like, would show they get large amounts of supplies and building materials around to the other areas of the park. Well, if you think about it, the train, is it really a proper train? Like, to me, it might not be a proper enough train to actually pull cargo. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Really, I'm just not sure. Just because we have this access road that's going to go all the way around the building, and to be honest, if you're going to just take stuff off here and put it onto the train tracks, it might be a little interesting. Park looks amazing. I'm in love with the backstage. Best Planet Coaster series on par with Geekism. Yeah, John T is pretty good. He's gotten a lot better since he started. And really, who doesn't want to listen to a British accent? I mean, come on. That advantage alone is just worthwhile. The park is looking great, bud. Haven't kept up with Alpine Odyssey in a while. Glad you've been killing it. Well, thank you. We're only like 3 episodes into the new series. There's still a lot to do. And once we finish the backstage up, we'll be moving on to a new theme. And the new theme will have an actual coaster. So hopefully you guys are ready for a new one of those. I don't know what type of coaster it's going to be. You guys probably know by now I'm not good at them. So let's do this. Standard look. But the nice thing about having these rails come out, though, is that, for example, if one of the trains or something gets damaged, we can take them off and put them on using this. So I do like having these, for sure. I'm just going to ask what kind of coaster. Yeah, no idea. The new theme is going to be the Greco-Roman area. So the area that's kind of Mediterranean, Italian, Greece, something like that. If you guys remember back in one of the original alphas, I made an antiquity park, and that is kind of, if you think about it, probably what it's most likely going to reference the most. So let's do this. Where's my favorite tree? There it is. Birch. Birch tree, you're so good. You're excited for the new area as you're half Greek? Great. Will it have a coaster, though? Yes, it will have a coaster. What about 2 sync coasters representing Rome and Greeks? I mean, Roman and Greek. I mean, since Rome kind of took over Greece at some point, their cultures kind of merged a lot. So, I mean, Rome had to do a lot of kind of convincing the Greeks that they're Greek too, and so they kind of used a lot of them. So, I don't know how well that'll work. Because if I build one coaster for Rome and one coaster for Greece, it'll be a the same coaster almost. One side versus ancient versus modern. I don't know. I don't know if I want a modern. The only modern theme that I want is really the backstage area. I'm well, Jess. Hello. And hello, Jules. And Sonic325. Always good to see you. Let's go over here. That looks like a good spot to relax. Try adding benches. I mean, just for staff, so I could. The only thing is, yeah, sure, why not? Well, let me Let me build a small dirt path just so we can get the texture here. Where's my nature patch? There it is. Will I reference the Odyssey? The Odyssey is a good idea. I need to get rid of the edge thing. Curved slopes. Where's... Huh. I guess you can't get rid of the natural path, but oh well, the texture's there. That's all that really matters. Inverted one, Greek, a children one. Sorry, Greeks, but that's what I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at there on that one. This could be a staff smoking area. It's away from everything. I mean, though, really, most people would go out to a loading dock for smoking kind of anyways. Like, I work out in an office that has a loading dock, and pretty much where all the smokers go is the loading dock. But I will build a little bench, just because we can't, you know, we can't put benches that doesn't have paths to them. Or well, screw it. I'll just put the path back. Hold on. Let's do that. We'll select it as a grid, and I'll just make it big. Kind of like that. And we'll get some benches back here. What's a good bench to use? Really, they would do pretty cheap, probably. Something like that, and then it would have a couple, you know, trash cans around to throw your buds in. Okay, I don't know why the angle snap hotkey wasn't working. Something like that, and you know, one picnic bench. One picnic bench. Are any of these things DLC specific? I feel like they would use this. Let's get it like a rusty color. There we go. Like it's just been out here a little too long. You take inspiration from Asterix, Sparks, and Friends. There's a lot of good examples of Roman buildings. Sure. Just remind me when we start doing that. It's going to be a little bit. Well, it wouldn't be an Uther stream if it wasn't complicated and extravagant. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of wish there was a... I guess we can use that. Let's paint it go away green. Perfect. There are some staff kind of smoking areas. To kind of mess with the curbs though, to make this a little bit more accessible. Yeah, the purely ancient theme I think is better for Greece. It's the most iconic kind of version of Greece anyways. There we go. I think that looks fine. Let's paint the train a little bit. Get that looking good. So we'll just add some dirt under some of these things, right? Because it gets more foot traffic kind of right at the entrance, kind of a bit on the back, and of course near and under all the shrubs. It's kind of where you get your dirt. Dirt, 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 dirt. And maybe a little bit of bright grass going through, and some more rocks. It's so funny, like when you're doing this, you almost feel like you're spray painting. I mean, that's the feel that I get when I use the terrain paint tool kind of here. And just a bit of a gardening feel. There we go. I need a sign, like a smoking area sign. Let's see. Let me copy one of these over. Alright, and smoking area. Alright. Now I don't smoke myself, so you know, these are kind of a little silly from my perspective, but you know, whatevs. Get this to be a double. I really wish we had a edible sign that's about the size of this red area. Any no smoking sign in the rest of the park? No. But we might add that at the start. Like, this is a no smoking within park limits or something like that. That's a good idea. Because otherwise, why would you have a smoking area if you can smoke inside the park, I suppose? What have you missed? We're making a little smoking area for these guys. I'm just adding that stuff on there so that the extra width doesn't look weird. The nice thing about putting the round bit in the middle of these doors is because it makes it kind of look like this is part of the sign and this is part of the door. But when we take it off, we have to kind of use this kind of by itself. Yes, for the sake of being realistic, I concur. Realism in the world of coal applies at all times. Little staff smoking area there. That's neat. Let's see, what else can we do? I want to probably run my curb all the way around here. It's probably a good idea. Now the only issue is that this is on a slope. So it's going to be a little weird. But we can do it, I think. So I'm going to start even flat and then go down at probably this kind of angle. Okay, look at that lined up. There we go. And then I think we have to go down again to get this to curve. Yep, maybe put some cover in the smoking area for raining days. There is one piece of cover. might have not been able to see it, but it is. We got one for now. Hopefully the wind doesn't take it away. Happy Mother's Day, yes, to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you. You did it, guys. There we go. And let's add just a little end cap here. There we go. Doesn't really help with the rain. I mean, like, no, not really. But I would assume they would let them to smoke on the docks as well. Like, just sit underneath here. You know, no one's gonna bother you if you're in the rain smoking there, I don't think. And really, that's kind of within reason. Just let's add the no smoking sign outside now. 5 or 10 mile an hour speed limit signs for the tech. Yeah. So we got that. Let's get this to say. Come on. Please let me select my sign. Thank you. No. Let's get down here. Yeah. There we go. Come on. There we go. No smoking. And we'll go down. No area. Yes, there is no area here. I'm just making the sign. We can always move it, guys. Come on. There we go. No smoking. Beyond. I might start combining words because the sign. This is a huge sign for just a no smoking thing, but beyond point. I'm gonna combine beyond this up here. Let's get close to it. There, beyond this. No smoking, smoking. No smoking, 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 smoke. Come on, let me click the piece I want to click. Thank you. Oh, that's a phallic looking sign there, if I ever saw one. I should just make a smoking's bad for you, by the way, sign. I think that's effective. Yes, I am live and you are here. Congratulations. Welcome to the stream. Good job. Yeah. Anyways, I was thinking about letting people smoke out here. Just not within the park. That's a bad shape. Why is that a bad shape? That's a fine shape. It just looks, it looks like, I don't know, edit the sign. I think it's fine. I'm fine with it. Why are you not fine with it? Alright, let's put one of these by all of these. Why is it LMAO, not LMAO? There we go. Is that modern wood or wood baton? Oh yeah. So many signs that say the exact same thing. You gotta have one for each entryway. That way, when people come into the park, they can add smoking effects. Actually, let me, I like that idea. Hold on. I haven't really used mini VFX in Planet Coaster, but let's just, I wanted to add like a ashtray. Oh, come on. Is there a smaller smoke? Okay, well that guy, this is Vape Nation right here. I guess I just have to use this. That's really not what I wanted. Is there something else that I could use? Ew. Dry ice large. Dry ice small? There we go. That's a little bit more like a cigar room. Yeah, so we'll just kind of throw that in there. There, someone left their cigar burning over there. All right, so we got that. There should be some designated smoking areas in the park, just like the dog area built in the Aztec thing. Yeah, I mean, like we could make this the staff room, a smoking area. Well, they could actually come out here and well, some people wouldn't want their dog to have our beaners smoke, probably, if you think about it. I could cut off some of this plaza. Yes, the cigar is burning like crazy. I don't think they lit it right, but you know, it's fine. This could be a smoking area back here. So let me do that. That can be a smoking area. And then on the Aztec side, I mean, you know, this could be a smoking area. This is perfectly fine and safe. So we'll put that there. Okay. We'll go ahead and designate. I mean, you could probably smoke up here by the bars. Maybe down here. Let's see. No, not in the play area. Why? They're just having a good time. It's in a real park unless you cram it with 30 guests. Oh boy. Yes, at the playground you can smoke. Look, if you want to know what your kids are doing, allow them to smoke in playgrounds. I think just right up here is fine. It's out of the way. You're covered. You're outside, so the wind's gonna carry it. So really, that's fine. And which smoking area kids only? Yeah, under 18. Or under 16 area smoking only, you know, it was where the kids do it. how to make the fountain over there. This one. This one has, it's a art asset tile piece. And then we are using one of the river rapid rides right underneath of it to get this flowing water. So you can see the edge of it. And I just use the edge as a flower planter. So from above, you get the water effect without, hopefully too much area. It's a big thing to use though. So, all right, so that is all of the little smoking areas for now. I think that's fine. Smoking's banned all over the U.S. in a lot of areas, yeah. Let's see. So we got all that. Let's add a few lights out here. Add a waterfall. We have a waterfall. We got one about yay. That's where the coaster is for now. Can you smoke weed in Alpine Odyssey? If it is legal in the state or area that Alpine Odyssey is in, sure. Smoke away. Go for it. Okay, so we got that kind of covered. We have a lot of this. So now I just need to run ventilation and finish up this building over here. So let's grab our iron beam. If someone gets high and falls off the train, you'll laugh. I will laugh too. I'll be right there with you. Remember the good old 60s when smoking was just normal for everyone? Yeah. I think my mom started smoking when she was 14? 13? Something like that. Back in the day. And since I grew up in a house that had a smoking kind of family, like cigarette smoke just makes me think of home, which is weird. This beam. And the only reason I'm adding this metal trim around the roof is it just, to me, it just seals off the roof from everything else. Your 13 heat wave? Well, now's a good time to start. Go ahead, go to your local gas station, bribe the person there, and get to smoking. Euthyrus, encouraging you to smoke. WTF? Okay. Can't smoke in under 16 in Germany. Well, yeah. Same thing in the US. Today in Bad Life Advice for Minors, brought to you by Euthyrus and the Camel Company. We have a really good sponsorship with Camel cigarettes. We really don't. That's Rudy, though. Rudy the Camel. I'm sure he could get sponsored by them. Let's do this. We're not the DuPont has better effect and way less dangerous, annoying. I don't know. I've never liked the smell of that. The smoking age vary from state to state. It can, but the federal. Actually, no. I think it's regulated by federal, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be 16. I could be wrong. I need some vertical beams though here. Uthris is my bad habit. He's my bad habit too. You gotta go? Well, thanks for stopping by, Mr. Bubblegum. Alright, let's get this over here. It's 18 in LA. LA, the place where you can do so many like morally on the fence things, and they're the ones that are just like, yeah, but smoking, guys. Not the gambling and drinking at, you know, and wasting all your money there, but smoking. Let me tell you, we should crack down on that. Some states want to make it 21. No, it's within the state's power. I'm glad the stream has turned into, do you smoke? If you do, what age is it? This is why I enjoy streams so much. The conversations can be pretty fun. Alright. Let's do this. You do not smoke, that's fine. Oh, wow, okay. I can't read all the special effects over the letters correctly, so I'll just say, hey, Uthris. Hey, Geekers. How's it going there, my friend from across the pond? I hear you're taking 2 weeks off to become a YouTuber. Good luck in that venture, my friend. I say that as if we aren't YouTubers now, but to me, unless it's your full-time job, I can't really claim that. But hey, you're gonna give it a go. Give it a whirl. You'll succeed. Fun fact, you can fly a plane before you can drive a car. Really? Can you? Can you fly a plane before driving a car? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I flew a plane. Like, if you guys want, hold on one second. Let me find it real quick. My friend from high school is a pilot. So let's do first flight sim. I think that'll be the best way to find it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's Uthris flying. Now, I didn't take off and land, no. He gave me controls, like, in the air. But, my friend bought a plane. Yeah, the requirements for flying is ridiculous. The hour requirements alone are a little... are pretty high. Pretty high. Let's see. Foxy, what are you doing out here? You just hanging out by the break room? That's fine. Bye, Foxy. Oh boy, this is the backstage area is looking so good, and since we've added it in, I think it's really filling in this area nicely. Hopefully you guys agree with the flashing parking grids, but this is like this whole section is almost considered 100% finished, and this is the quality we're going for pretty much everywhere around Alpine Odyssey. So it is pretty high. We need to add some. I need to add a few things here. Number one, this doesn't really need to be there. This is a one-way road anyways. But it does need to be on this side because it's coming to a junction. then we need... I need to like come up with a stop or yield sign. I think that would be good to do. That would be good to do. Alright, so we have generators, we have trash areas, we have a little bit of a loading dock by the train yard. I wish there was a way. Can I get a... I know there's some default trains, but I think they're too big for these tracks. Crossing gates? Like, what do you mean by crossing gates? What's it? Wagon? What's the train called? I haven't used it in like 6 months and everything. You're scared of heights? Can't be a pilot? Ah, no. Flying is so fun. There it is. Okay. Locomotive. Why didn't they just use train? That would have been a way easier search term. Yeah, you can see it's just way too wide for the ride tracks there. I might have to build a custom cargo one. So let me do that. You guys want me to build a custom cargo train thing to fit on these tracks? I think it could be cool. Where is a train car? No, this park has enough pieces. Why not? I mean, like, you know, I'm shooting for over 1 million here. Okay, so yeah, your two options right now for what I'm going to be working on next, guys, is run the ventilation and finish up the building here completely. It's basically going to just running AC units and things across the roofing. We can build a small train wagon to be used to, I guess, move stuff through the park. I don't really know how that would be used, but we can do that. Or I can build a semi-truck, because we need a semi-truck to be parked here rather than the box truck. So choose now, vote now on using your phones. So it's either train, roofing, or semi-truck. Yes, my PC, yes, 15 FPS here. So I don't know if I would get AirSec when. You shouldn't get too airsick in a plane, to be honest. Like the train, everyone wants a train. Wow, okay. Y'all like trains. Y'all like trains. And we're probably gonna do all three. Let's neck it around. Alright, let's see if I can find one of these that are kind of on a straightaway. There we go. There we go. Alright, so I need I'm just gonna measure one of these out real quick. Okay. Dribbles has subscribed. Well, thank you for the subscription. Enjoy your time here on the channel. Another little reminder for everyone. We are offering you guys parking spots in Alpine Odyssey for those of you who do sponsor the channel as well. So subscribing is a big help and it's really awesome. But if you want to do some extra and a parking spot and have your name forever in Alpine Odyssey, you can do that as well. Okay, so that is roughly how big that car needs to be. So let's move it over here. Just like that. what have we done so far? We've built some smoking and non-smoking areas around the park, some signs. We've just continued work on the backstage more so than anything. We are building now, though. We are building a cargo wagon for the train. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer than the normal cars because it just makes sense to. So that's the lower subframe. So that means I need to probably add some of this. Now I should probably just double this up. So here and here. Because if it's supposed to be carrying cargo, it should be a little bit sturdier. One would think. Can I build a train station, but in the ground? Are you talking like a metro station? Because we're going to have one. This is going to be a metro station down here at some point. There's also going to be the main spawn point for the guests. Or when we finish the hotel that's over there, we'll spawn them there and they'll take the train over to here properly. Not quite sure yet still. That's a ways off. It's a ways off to do that. Okay. So let's bump this out a bit. And this is going to be like a state car. So it's just going to have a bit of a frame to it. And be pretty much the equivalent of like a flatbed truck almost, you know. Kind of your standard workhorse to get things around. So we'll do that. I'm going to build between the parking lot and entrance. What are you going to build between the parking lot and entrance? Like this stuff? This is all going to be highway and forests and things like that. Right through here. There's a little bit of a lake forming, or pond, more so, forming here. But this is just all going to be scenery. And then more park over here. We'll do hotel either on the back side or this side. And then water park. Yeah, there's so much to do. So much to do. All right, where's my train? There's my train. You suggested the pond? Was that your suggestion? It's been so long, I have forgotten myself. Okay, so we got that. Let's get some planks. Good old plank. Silverette would be proud. Some planks. Just like that. We need one for this direction. Cool. And this will probably be the flooring as well. I wonder if there's a... I should probably use driftwood for this. Driftwood. Let's find some driftwood. Okay. Isn't that in the building? It's probably in the scenery, but still. Okay. Wood. Oh, filter. I had the Western filter on. There we go. This will make it look a little bit sun dried. which I think will be a cool little effect. I remember when this was like our only wood plank. Boy, the times have changed for Planet Coaster. Boy, the times have changed. Okay, there we go. And this line is a little bit of a bother. So what I'll do is just kind of at random, kind of like this, I'll kind of switch it so the line goes to the opposite side. That way, this is not quite a perfect pattern. All right, let's select all of these. There we go. So how's everyone's weekend going? It's almost Monday, at least here in the US. I do not want to go to work tomorrow. Let's grab this. Move it over to about yay. And this, move it to about yay. And then, I think I'm going to widen this after all a bit. There we go, just get rid of some of this clipping because it looks weird. It's been all right. No, well, that's good. Now, what I also want is, I guess this will be considered the front of the car. And so the front, you will need, this is a haunted railing, isn't it? Can't really use this, but let's do rail? No, fence. What I want is somewhat of a metal fence, you know, to protect things from hitting forward too hard. What's a good spot? So we'll do something like this. All right. That looks fine. Where am I going to place it? I'll probably just place it right outside here. And maybe one inside as well. We had to make the wheels now, though, which is gonna be a bit of a task. Wheels in Planet Coaster, you know, we don't have the smallest of pieces in the world, so. All right, let's get this over here and centered onto the track itself. Even though the track has a curve in it. This one straighter? Hold on, let's, I need to center this real quick. Good size. Otherwise, I had to rotate this whole thing, but I want to keep it squared to the building itself, so. Okay, let's see. Actually might be best if I do it like this. So this is centered, and so go slightly to the right, just slightly. All right, move it over. There we go. So that's centered on the rail. All right. It's also backwards. There we go. Forward now. Does fit through the doors of the engine shed. Yes, it should, in theory. Yes. It does. It's a bit of a tight fit, but it definitely does. Not a whole lot of wiggle room. Alright. So for the wheels... No, it doesn't. Yes, it clips into the door itself, but that to me fits. If it clipped like out to here or out to here, then it doesn't fit. But if it just barely clips through the door, it's eh. Alright. Is this straight? No. Alright, let's look at the train real quick. I want to see how its axle's made. So I'm going to try and kind of recreate it. So, axle there, axle here. Okay, let's see if I can't get a piece small enough. Flat. That's too big. That's essentially too small. That's roughly... Is that how big those wheels are? I don't think so. I think these wheels are still a little bit bigger. Excuse me as I clip through everything. Let's see. No, they're about the same size. In fact, this is bigger. Yeah, so should be fine. Should be fine to do that. It's just the only real difference is the fact that this, okay, not really what I wanted to grab. It's probably, it has two wheels, something like that. Okay. And then just move this out over to here. Get this lined up again. Delete the old circle, and then we can get rid of the square pieces. So that's one set of wheels, and then we'll do another back axis as well. Once we get these kind of detailed out. You're sad. What do you mean you're sad? Who's sad? I don't know. Who are you talking to? Would have liked to have something like this on it. Could maybe use the hood and lantern. Can we? Oh yeah, I think you can turn these off. Sweet. And just like that. All right, color these circles. off gray, kind of like that. Actually, that should be lighter, right? Because in use, they get kind of worn down and they kind of shine themselves a bit. So we'll do that. All right. Then this, if we turn this off, we might be able to get a bit of a suspension look here. I say might though, so you never really know. Okay. So we'll make these iron colors. Okay. Triggerable and triggerable. You can change the colors of the object with triggers, but how? I think there's a... I don't think you can do that. Change the colors with the object with triggers. Can you do that? Get away with just another wooden lantern. If we can't get away with a wooden lantern, then I might have to use a bauble. We might have also been able to use a bauble for the wheel. I think using a bauble for this is gonna look better than using another wooden lantern. Okay. World axis move. Go over here, please. Anything but a bauble? What are you talking about? Baubles are like one of the best small detail items we got in a lot of this. All right. There, and just like that. And then I need a cable. Oop. To get a cable kind of fence. Here. Ooh. Hold on. Relative axis, please. Thank you. And over to here. I can't believe we made... They're weird, too weird for you? I mean, like, they are different shaped for sure. But when it's kind of the smallest piece in the game, kind of have no real say, in a sense, you know? You kind of have to just use what you got a lot of the time. So we'll get this lower down. We'll place it there-ish. Hold on. Yep. Cool. So there is there. Here's our little stake wagon. Boop. I know the tires are a little thick, or wheels, but I think that looks okay. Coupling on the front and back. Yeah, we need to add the coupling. Correct. So, coupling. Coupling. Could just use this. So, color this black. How long does this need to be? Hey, could you share your park real quick? Yeah, I'll do a little Alpine Odyssey glance at it in just a moment. I just need to finish what I'm currently working on, and then sure. Does that work? Like if I were to copy this and just move it straight back. Kind of do that. Or is that too big of a gap? I mean, it's too big of a gap in my opinion, for sure. But it's not like these things are actually going to be moving. Okay, so we added that. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Over to there. And bump it forward a bit. I don't know what shunting is. Please describe shunting. Is that like the little bump pads, like where they kind of back up into each other and they kind of it's kind of like their bumper. Is that what it is? I think that's what you're describing. Shunting. Shunting. Note, I am winging this. I have no clue what it really looks like, but that's too thick. Let's find something a little thinner. Sure that doesn't light up. And make these completely black. Do, 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 do. Okay, so how's that? I think that looks pretty good, especially from afar. Okay, so someone wanted a little quick glance at Alpine Odyssey. So we're gonna go ahead and do the quick, it's an hour into the stream, so we can do that. Let me hide the UI for ultimate cinematic effects. There we go. So Alpine Odyssey, it is a huge park. We're gonna start from above. I think that's fine. So from above, this is Alpine Odyssey. It is quite a big project. It's got a big toll booth, kind of on the entry highway in. This is where people buy their parking tickets and stuff. It's got a full serviced parking lot with plazas, bus stations, parking garage, different lots by color. We have a little bit of a bus network that actually leads into Alpine Odyssey. Alpine Odysseys consists of potentially 6 or so themes. We have the European theme on the left. In the center there, we have the Aztec theme, Aztec Mayan theme. And then over to the right, that's going to end up being the Greco-Roman area near the actual parking lot. So over here, where all the current assets are sitting. And then we'll have a water park, the mystery area here, and then the Asian theme over here. Everything's going to have backstage, full kind of service detail, very similar to what we're working on in this corner now. So staff parking, depots for supply drops off, and things like that. I'll go ahead and just do a little bit of a closer look on certain things here. Am I ever going to upgrade my computer so that you can keep Alpine Odyssey series going? My PC is almost as best as you can get. I have 64 gigs of RAM. I have a GTX 1080. I have an i7 core processor. You know, my computer is not the limitation. It's the game. Like, my computer right now is only using 18% of my CPU. In fact, let me just verify that here. What am I sitting at? Let me see what my computer's doing. Scratch that. I'm using... Yeah, Planet Coaster is only using 30% of my CPU and half my GPU. So, not my computer. Computer's not even close to maxed out. Anyways, this is... Yes, the mystery theme is technically not a mystery anymore, but I would like to have... You know, some of you guys keep that under wraps. Anyways, this is the ticket booth for parking. So there are some cars going in and out of that now. We have the bus depot over here where the buses kind of sit, and they are colored per their proper location that they will go to pick up guests. We have the orange lot. We have a red lot. We have a purple lot over there. We've got the blue lot, which is actually 2 lots kind of combined, but it's the parking garage kind of lot. Also, if people sponsor the channel, you guys get to have your name etched in as a reserved parking in the blue lot. So you guys get the best parking spot. It's also going to be the closest to the hotel, things like that. So this is your season pass parking. We get, you know, awnings on top of these. Every floor of the parking lot is detailed with road markings and ramps. We got the large bus station here because it's essentially two of these over here. We have a bike rack. We have seating for guests. All that lovely stuff going along through there. Over here, this is our parts graveyard, kind of, that we use. All the cars and things that we've built in Alpine Odyssey, which is a downloadable pack off the workshop. We have been starting some new vehicles as well. These are kind of more utilitarian vehicles for the backstage. But in regards to lag due to graphics, have you considered using a dual GPU setup since a multi-GPU unit is supposed to help with 3D rendering? I could throw in another GTX 1080, I suppose. But if it's not using more than half my GPU, I'm not overly concerned. Anyways, this is The main metro station, this is where people get dropped off to go into the park. This is the ticket booths, all that lovely stuff. Though really, you should probably order your tickets online before coming to Alpine Odyssey. There is a metro station planned to be down here, and currently this is where the guests pop out of. We got lockers for rent on this side, so people can store items. We've got a stroller rental on this side, and you'll notice Alpine Odyssey has a fair amount of interiors going for it. So that is another whole aspect of this park that isn't really noticeable from the outside, but you'll notice people do go into all of these buildings. The main plaza of Alpine Odyssey is still one of my favorite sections of the park. Just really good with sidewalks, the two-tone colors going through here. It's just looking good. And now that we have a lot of the backstage filled in, this area looks really done. Like, I'm just really happy with that. Just look in general. We got Hot Cross Buns. Hot Cross Buns is the first interior that we did. This is a little kind of basic food place. Get your coffee, buns, things like that. Plenty of exterior seating as well here. This is a big area specifically because people will be meeting up and leaving here, so it needed to be very large. We got gift shops inside here. We have another restaurant down here in this building. We have a t-shirt clothing store over here. We've got up here, now you go inside up here, but it's faster to just pop through the wall. Up here we have the Irish pub in this area, so people can enjoy a good drink. Where is the face cam? I just don't have it turned on. Since I moved, I haven't bothered setting it back up. This is kind of the main sightline for the European section. The large windmill. Whirlwind is our wooden coaster over here. We got a good little fountain set up with plenty of chairs. Do not drink out of the fountain, please. That needs to be said, of course. And we got little, viewing telescopes so people can look at the windmill, maybe watch the coaster go by. A dual track system for transportation of guests through the park. So nice train. We have the Tri-Storm surrounded by a Dutch or Danish palace. I can never get that right. You guys always have to correct me. We get carousels through there. We have a train station with interior in here. One of my favorite interiors that we have. The train's coming around now. A nice old kind of patched looking loading dock for passengers. Really heavy wooden supports going around. I'm going way into detail with this tour than normal. We got switch tracks. We got little storage buildings for the trains. We have the coaster building itself with its switch track over here and its full queue line. Its lift hill back there. It's supposed to be like a granary kind of structure, and its long kind of slightly covered queue. And this is just a simple wooden coaster. No, nothing fancy with it really at all. It's got a nice big, hand colored sign. A little test seat that is to scale with the actual seats of the coaster, so people can make sure they fit before they even get to the queue. It's definitely a good ATM if people want to get some more money for the ride. And over here, Clock Tower, we have a fancy bathroom back in here with plenty of stalls. We got the playground for kids if they want to have a bit of a break, sit down before switching themes. And over here is the Aztec section. This is probably where a lot of time was spent, more than I probably wanted to spend. We got the Jade Serpent kind of flat ride with kind of this motif going around the queue. We got another gift shop in here. We've got a covered path. This one's a little bit more compact than the European section, very tight quarters. We have Sasadre's ice cream down in here. We have one of these staff break rooms, because they didn't have staff rooms when we started Alpine Odyssey, so we had to kind of make our first one. Little kitchenette. Yeah, coaster layouts are not my strong suit. So sadly I can't help you too much, but I would recommend just loading up Google Images, trying to look around and copy elements from different coasters and just smash them together and see what you can kind of come up with. Lockers. We have a dog area. Any tips for getting better at building? I do have a tutorial series on building. If you want to check that out, it's called Building Basics, where I kind of go through my whole building process for you guys. There's also handicap ramps, by the way, in Alpine Odyssey, because that is an important thing to do. Like there's one back here, there's one here, and there's a few over here. So handicap access is something that we do keep in mind. We got a large restaurant here. This is like one of the main pieces in the Aztec area. It's 2 floors, plenty of seating. It's got a bar up on the back side. This is where Papa Palm hangs out. Over here we have Chalk, the rain god, here in all his equipment. I watched the full series and still bad at building. Yeah, I mean, it's just practice. You're just gonna have to practice then at this point. Just keep building. Don't get discouraged. Just build and build and build. Copy items from Google and keep trying. You'll eventually get there. You know, I didn't start building this well from the get-go either, so it's basically just gotta put the hours in, otherwise it might not work out for you. Anyways, that's essentially all of Alpine Odyssey for those of you who've not seen it. So hopefully you enjoyed that short tour. Just realized I used to watch this series a bit, but it isn't a long time ago. That the last episode I watched was the entrance. I love how detailed, really cool park. Well, thank you. It's been a long journey. Hey, Whip Dab Dorian. I have 177 hours in the game. About 3/4 of the time was building. Yep, sounds about right. I'm over 1,000 some hours. So you're not gonna build like this within 177. What are the question marks? That's the mystery theme. So the last little bit of the tour, I suppose, is what's in plan for the future here. We have the Greco-Roman area up here. We're gonna have a water park at the end of the lake. We're going to have the mystery theme over here. That isn't a mystery for some people. Some people know and have guessed right what it is. We have the Asian area planned for over here. And then full backstage going all the way around. Potentially a hotel either in this area or this area. We also need a hangar for our plane at some point. Our little biplane. Our little banner going through the sky here. So this is still one of my favorite views, looking down from the plane at the park, especially since the backstage is almost done. Am I going to build a steel coaster? Yes. There will be a proper, I think, steel coaster in the next section. The 2 wooden coasters are probably going to be the European and Asian section. We'll do a steel coaster here. Well, maybe we won't do another wooden coaster. I don't know. Park is not finished at the end of the 2nd season. Are you going to do a 3rd season? Yeah. This is going to get done. The only thing that's going to stop Alpine Odyssey is either my mental state of a sudden collapse or the game not running anymore. Alright, let's get some vents placed here. Let's start with the AC units, actually. Get the AC units laid out and then run vents between them. It's usually the best way to do this. What? Ah, I was in lights. I was wondering. Is Planet Coaster my favorite video game? No, probably not. I don't know if I really have a favorite video game. It's a great game. It's really good. But one of my favorite video games, I mean, like, I don't play Planet Coaster in my spare time, essentially. If that tells you anything. Would I play Planet Coaster in my spare time if it wasn't popular on my YouTube channel? Probably a little bit. Would I take it this far, though? Probably not. Do I play Subnautica? I have played Subnautica. That was a fun little game. Used to play Natural Selection as well, so I was really happy to see their new game succeed. Alright, so there's plenty of those. And by the way, you would think you don't need a lot of ventilation units into these buildings, but if you've ever like just looked out over like small commercial areas, like every roof has like 4 of these things. So, and those are small buildings. And this is a pretty large system. How long are we going to be live streaming? We generally live stream for 2 to 3 hours on Sundays. We live stream on Fridays as well, but not Planet Coaster. Planet Coaster streams are only Sundays. I'm gonna do full dark ride in the park. The only dark ride that I plan on doing is somewhat the log flume ride, but it's not done. What biome do I normally build on? I really like the Alpine biome a lot, to be honest. Because I just love the mountains. Like I've built plenty of things using this biome by now. I've built the full Korra Air Temple Island recreation on this theme. I built Alpine Odyssey in this theme. So it's a lot. Well, yeah, it's a lot of AC. It's got a lot of building space to cover. In fact, I need to throw a section over here as well. Let me put it up on that little lip. So we'll get this vertical. Alright, and get this doubled up. Just like that. And then start fencing this off. And I could add some roof access as well. What is my favorite park? Like, we talking real life park? Or are we talking things that people have made in Planet Coaster Park? good. Let's add some AC units now. Real life. I haven't been to many theme parks in real life. I have been to Disney World. I thoroughly enjoyed that, but I was 10 years old. So that's now 18 years in the past, so. I've been to Busch Gardens when I was a bit older. Enjoyed Busch Gardens a lot. Really, those are the two theme parks that I've ever really been to. Now, I've been to Busch Gardens multiple times, though. I think we went twice for Busch Gardens. There we go. That looks good. And I did do a recreation of Planet Coaster of Loch Ness Monster from Busch Gardens. So I would say my favorite park is probably Busch Gardens for now in Virginia. Because I just can't remember much of Disney World. I remember going, riding the Rock and Roll roller coaster many times, and the Tower of Terror like 12 times in one day. And I thought it was really cool, but it was really expensive too. So, you know, and being little, you don't have your own money, so you're kind of reliant on your parents to get you things, and I don't know. Alright, let's get some vents up here. $42 times in one day, that's, I mean, it's a fun ride, but 42 times. Yes, this park will be posted on the workshop once complete. Ooh. Did I didn't want to do that. There we go. Have to make sure to keep the vents its own building and not add it. Yeah, I haven't been to Disneyland. I've never been to California, so it's probably a factor in that. What do you think it will be named, and when will it come out? This is Alpine Odyssey, is the name of the park. So that's the logo for it that a fan made. And when will it be out? Well, we've already been working on it for a year, so probably another year is when this park will actually be done. I'm glad you think so. So that means it's been more than a year that I've known of me. Yep. Been doing YouTube for 4 years now. 4 years of YouTube. It's a long time. If I was Markiplier, I would have 10 million subscribers by now. By the way, I'm just putting the end caps on first. So I know roughly where to run some of this piping. So can make another coaster soon. You probably answered that recently, but I didn't catch it. So the next coaster is going to be the Greco-Roman area. So the next theme will have a coaster, but we need to finish all this backstage and this backstage before we can start that theme. So hopefully within the next month or so, we'll be in the next theme and working in there. Do you think that it will post a version once it's a playable park and you'll continue working on details? No. I will only post this to the workshop when it's done, though there is a posted version of the parking lot, if people just want to use the parking lot. Been on my YouTube since 1K subs. Wow, that's a really long time. What's the what called? Am I gonna do a POV of the train? Yeah, the POV of the train when it's gonna be done is gonna be a very beautiful ride, even though it's just transportation. The parking lot? Oh, Alpine Odyssey parking lot. I think if you just search Alpine Odyssey on the workshop, you should be able to find at least the parking lot. That name doesn't ring a bell, sorry. City Skylines, I mainly watch Strict Toaster or Flextrans. Except for Rhett too when he posts, but he doesn't post terribly often. No DLCs. Alpine Odyssey is completely DLC free. To my detriment, but it is. In fact, if anyone finds any DLC items, tell me, and I will pretty much remove it instantly. Because I do not want any on this park. Not because the DLCs are bad, but simply due to a lot of the DLCs kind of create items that would be not consistent with some of the stuff that I've already made. So just for consistency's sake, it's a DLC free park. All right, I think that is enough. So what I'll do is I'll run event this way, hook up these three. Just about to there. Alright, let's grab the long version. Oop, nope, that's gonna grab some things I don't want. Just returned from dinner. How did the train turn out? Fairly well. I will show you in a moment, since you asked. So yeah, this is our little train car for supplies. And it's to scale for the actual train. So this train car will fit on this train. So that's good. Do you feel like it will eventually add a hotel section? Yes, there will be hotel. That'll be one of the last things we build though, for sure. RIP FPS, yeah, RIP FPS indeed. Will I finish Alpine Odyssey one day? I hope so. I mean, it is my big project. Inspiration for hotels? I have no idea. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. Is essentially my thinking. It's such a faraway project that it's gonna be a while till we're ready for it. This is the project codename Alpine Odyssey. Yep. Do you think there'll be multiple themed hotels like at Disney World? No. Because I will do some of the interior of the hotel, at least like the lobby area and maybe a few rooms just for shits and giggles. But if I'm going to be doing that, then I don't want to spend a lot of time making variants upon variants. So there'll just be one hotel. Building a good hybrid now? Good. Keep it up. Now, knowing Frontier though, what'll happen is I'll finish all this vent work, and what's going to happen is they are going to come out with some sort of ventilation pack or system. They always get me with that stuff. Come on. I know you're auto-saving. There you go. Grab the bent version. Waiting for them to release Jurassic World Evolution. I'm not really interested in it. So much detail you don't know where to look. Yeah. Take it all in. I think the 3 long one will be the best variant here. I know I'm moving the camera a lot, and it's probably not the best viewing experience for a lot of you. For that, I apologize, but this is the fastest way to get this built. And right now, speed is kind of key. Have this floating up here because otherwise I can't select it, and I can't make this part of the building because when I start doing like mass selections over this building, it will create a bit of a problem. And just like that. Does that look like proper venting to you guys? You have to go. Bye. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by. Enjoyed talking to you guys. Again, you guys being active in chat is like one of my favorite things in the world. So, definitely keep that up. If you guys also want, you can subscribe to my channel, of course, for more creative goodness such as this. We stream a lot. We do a lot of videos, other games as well. Ryan, please stop spamming. If you want to sponsor, because you enjoy Alpine Odyssey or anything else that I do, 1, that's a big help. 2, you'll get your own very own reserved parking spot in the parking lot area. So all my sponsors get their own thing. And so when the park comes out, everyone that downloads the park will be able to see who helped me create it. And then also once a month, we're going to be holding a contest of guess how many parts are in Alpine Odyssey, and your name gets over here on this side. Does sponsoring cost money? Yes, it's, I think, about $5. But you get access to emotes and other things as well. Okay. Boom. Luna Music has just subscribed. Thank you, Luna, for the support. Enjoy your time on the channel. You're pretty cool. Pretty cool. You also get a shout out for subscribing. That's pretty par for the core at this point, though. Alright, let's see if we can't get this up the roof. I think this will be down here, and we'll run the pipes from these units to these. Because if I try and connect all this to ventilation, it might look weird. It might be like, well, that's an inefficient way to move air, so let's do this. Got to go. Look forward to watching the stream in the future. Well, sounds good to me. Thanks for stopping by. Let's do this. I suppose just get rid of the end here. Alright. But yeah. So also keep in mind that you guys watching, your likes and comments, one, they mean a lot too. It's also kind of how you vote on YouTube in theory. So if you guys do like a series on the channel, definitely let me know so I can make more of it. Let's do this. Here, that's fine. Like a halfway measure. That could be cool. All right, and I think the best one to use are going to be these three ones. Just about like that. I know ventilation is also kind of a boring thing to watch too. So, but it's an important detail that we must get accomplished. Otherwise, Alpine Odyssey is just not complete. Let's angle this and see if we can get to this corner there. That might be good. Boop. Just like that. And then down to about there. 21K subscribers. The ratio always surprises me. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of what happens when you take a 5-month break. But it's fine. Things will progress, I'm sure. It's basically just a sign that I have a lot of dead subscribers. Hey, Arcade Fan, thank you for subscribing. Enjoy your time on the channel. Exams next week. Can you wish me luck? Good luck on your exams. It's Demon. Good luck. You won't need it because you're gonna pass. And you'll be fine. Wasn't that much better before the hiatus. Ouch. I mean, Alpine Odyssey streams would get 100 or so people, but yes, a lot of people don't watch streams. That's the thing. Like, there are people with way more subscribers than I have that stream, and they only get like, you know, 300 people watching them. You get any money purely from the number of subscribers? No, you don't. YouTubers only get paid for people who either donate to them, sponsor to them, support them on Patreon, or watch their videos. YouTube Red is a little bit better too. So YouTube Red is a good way as well. Dino Atlantis Dragon, thank you for subscribing. But it's really, like, I get the base rate for YouTube, guys, by the way, if you're curious, is about $1 per 1,000 views on average. It can be less than that. It can be a little bit more depending on how popular you are. But it's, like, for example, if I got a video to 5 million views, it would be $5,000. My videos at 200 views, I mean, it's $2. Not even $2. It's like 20 cents. So that's the thing. YouTube does not pay well. You have to be very big and turn out views to get paid. Really anything. No, it's not a lot. That's why I still have a day job. A day job that I don't like, but it pays the bills. So it could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Alright, flip you around. To about there. All right. Nice. I'm liking the vents. It's adding that roof detail that these buildings were missing. I hope you guys kind of agree. Is it worth the effort? That's for you guys to decide, I suppose. But looking at it, just from at an angle, it adds that depth that we're kind of looking for. Yoga Pony has subscribed. Thank you, Yoga Pony. I don't know how a pony does yoga, but impressive nonetheless. And thank you for the support. This has to be your best coaster yet. Nice. Maybe a black roof as tar roofing? Based on my research of backstage areas, yeah, a lot of the times they actually match the building it's on. I'm going with white simply because I want it to be bright and very well contrasted to the rest. And I'm afraid if I make it dark, it would blend into the parking lot too much. But I do agree, tar roofing is the way to go for a lot of these type of buildings. But I think for contrast reasons, I'm going to keep it white. But I think you're definitely more correct for realism's sake. But RL the metal, there might be like a sheet metal variant for sure, but really I think they are tar. It could be colored tar for all I know. I don't know. But for sealing out water and for long-term effect, tar probably is the way to do it. We add windows and stuff onto the buildings that look over the backstage. No. Actually, I won't. Why can't you send a screenshot over YouTube? Oh, I have links turned off. Only moderators can send links. Otherwise, people will be spamming. I've been trolled a couple times, and that's just to prevent that. But you're more than welcome to send a private message, just like to me via Twitter. Twitter is a good way to reach out to me and send me stuff. I think that's the best thing to do. So send it via Twitter, and I'll retweet it. But yeah, no. If you actually look at a lot of backstage areas, there's usually no windows. In fact, vents and stuff a lot of the times go up the back of these. But no guests should be looking out over these areas. So that's why there's no windows in a lot of these areas. Greetings from Holland? Well, greetings from America. You know, it doesn't make sense that this thing is turned, does it? Like it originally did in my plan, but now not so much. I think that will just look better. I like that detail. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. I'll have to do the same over here, but we'll get there. Like, we've already added almost 1,000 parts just for vents. Really want to make a food truck, but how can you make it and make it look awesome? I do have an ice cream truck. Where is it? Ah, there it is. So I do have one. I don't know how you can get an actual food stall in there. The food stalls are really big items. You can see I used an ATM in mine, but I don't know how else to make it usable, because the building would probably take up, like, let me click on it and make a building here since you asked. Like, you can see this. Like, this truck is scaled to the people. This is the food stall. So you can see that there's just simply a scale problem when it comes to that. So I don't think there is going to be a way for you to make a proper food truck. You could make an ATM truck and call it a food truck, but that's the best you're going to get probably. Okay. Not by placing the food stall on the floor and with custom object to make it hover a little above the floor. Again, the building is just so big. You could maybe cover up half the building, but then it would kind of poke its way into the food thing. So like this. Here again, let me just customly move this. Like if I maybe make the entrance to this like right there, it would work, and I could lift the truck off the ground and things. But what am I going to do to cover up the rest of this building? That's really the problem you're going to run into. Like you could make it an actual building with like a truck facade, but making it an actual separate truck to be placed somewhere is probably nigh impossible. It would have to be really big, basically. You could make one, it just had to be really, really big. But this is like what our food truck looks like in Alpine Odyssey compared to a person, you know. Like if I hit play. So you can see a person can actually come up to it. See now that the bus is way too small and the stall way too big for it. Yeah. Yep. Now, if they come up with some sort of counter system, right? Like was in not Warcraft 3. My goodness, I'm thinking of different games now. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, like the system that allowed people to just put down like a standard counter that had a person behind it, and you can kind of allow it to sell kind of whatever you wanted. That system, you might be able to get away with a food truck. Like that would work. But anything short of it, probably not. RCT3 was one of your favorites. I was terrible at RCT3. Like I have a small series of it on the channel because I thought I would be good at it, and then I realized I'm not good at this game. I think I'm better at Planet Coaster simply due to it's a little bit more like a 3D modeling software. Yeah, I think Planet Coaster would benefit from having like sub games, like things that the guests can interact with on street level, rather than being a ride itself. I think that would be important for them to add at some point, because right now one of my biggest annoyances with Planet Coaster is that the guests, they don't look like they're really wandering around. They kind of look like they're just going in a straight line straight to like a coaster or a ride. Which to me is a bit of a problem. Missed 2 hours of the stream? Don't worry, there's a little bit of time left. And they'd have to animate guests also like stamping on the floor. They said angry, they don't want to win the price. That would be funny. That would be funny. Would be funny indeed. Alright, so we got that. Luckily, this vent setup is a little bit more squared out. It's a little bit easier to do. Oh. All right, let's get the end caps down where we kind of want them. Oh, let's. Oh no, I added it to the building. That's not what I wanted. There we go. I'm not very good at a builder, but do you have tips and tricks to go from a miserable 2 to an 8? Yeah, I have the building basics tutorial on the series, or the channel. If you want to check that out, that's kind of my go-to build process for a lot of this. What have you missed today? Oh boy, that's a question. Here for the past hour, I've been working on ventilation, so you missed laying out all these little bits and bobs. What else have you potentially missed? Well, we built a smoking area for the staff over here. We have built a state car to use to, I guess, transport things through the park. People wanted it, so I built one. We finished some line work here. We added some no smoking signs to the front of the park, right No smoking beyond this point, because you don't want people to be smoking through there. We added another smoking area back here by these vending machines. We temporarily made the park a smoking area, but people apparently didn't like that idea. I thought it was a great idea. Get them, you know, to enjoy something together. There is also going to be another smoking area back here, kind of away from things. So that's something we're adding to the park. We added another crosswalk, some curb work, and really that's it so far. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot of time. To try to make an underground coaster first, open the floor to see what was going to decorate in there, but as soon as I close the gap, I lose all decoration underneath the floor. How to fix so the deco will still be there when riding the coaster. I did try to make an underground coaster. Foop. So you're talking about, you made an underground coaster, and then when you put the dirt back, the dirt covered up the scenery items. I think that's what you're trying to get at. If that's the case, then you can't use the terrain. The terrain tool in this game is for large swaths of detail. I don't think it's necessarily good at fine details, which is probably what you're looking for. So what I would suggest doing is, instead of covering it up back up with dirt, just make it a building. But without seeing exactly what you're running into, it's kind of hard for me to picture exactly what's wrong. You could be making it too small of a tunnel. That might not show up very well. You might have to make the tunnel bigger than it really needs to be, simply so that the terrain doesn't fight you with it. That might help. But like when it comes to like terrain, like for example, guess a little Uthris tutorial off the side here. So you can see that like it's a pretty big thing to do, but you really want to try and manipulate off the walls to do things. And you'll notice that, like, just to get this to be a roof, how far I have to dig down to kind of get under it, so you can see. Like, that's the thinnest, really, ground roof you can make. So it's a little weird. Yeah, making dark rides in this game isn't that easy. Like a pitch black dark ride. You have to basically... The best thing to do if you really want to do that is, and this is what I had to do for mine, or one of mine, is you have to dig really far down. Like, I'm talking farther than you think you'll need to. And then flatten to surface a little bit. Like if I flatten. And you have to draw this quick. So you're gonna see if I do this. What's gonna happen is that terrain's gonna get really thick, but that's about as thick as it gets. So everything down here can be considered underground and dark. But the edges are gonna slope inwards. So you have to make your pit wider than it needs to be. So I only really made an effective area about this big. So it's a little tough to do. All right, back to this. How long will the stream go? Well, I'll answer the first question. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. The stream will go for another Well, it kind of depends if people stick around. I know ventilation work is not their favorite thing in the world. But it'll probably go for another 30 or so minutes. I don't know what we're gonna build after I get these vents laid, though. And that's the challenge. Because after the vents are laid, I would almost consider, like, I'll add some foliage here and here, and I guess along this roadway, and then I'm considering this section of the backstage done. After that. Found an awesome Tri-Storm skin that you challenged me to rebuild. Like a skin from real life, or someone already made it? If someone already made something, then I don't want to make something they've already made. Seems a little weird to do. I can't read that language. Emmanuel von Stagic. You want a parking lot too for the €5 donation. Number 1, thank you so much for that. Number 2, sure. I need to make a parking lot for donations. Could sponsors get blue? People who guess the monthly number will get these. So I guess everywhere else will be donations if you guys want to donate and get a parking lot spot reserved. So yeah, I will give you a parking lot spot. Let me copy one of these. Let's see. Do you want to be in the orange lot or red lot? Which lot would you like to have, sir? Orange lot or red lot? Hey, there's the notification. It's a little slow. Good job, internet. Doing your thing. Red. Okay, sounds good. We'll put you close to the depot. There we go. We'll do that. Edit the bottom sign to your name. I don't know if I can fit the whole thing. No. I might have to get rid of the Von section. Reserved parking for Emmanuel. There you go. Congratulations and thank you for your donation. You have paid for your parking fee. Have I put yours down? Did you donate for one? Yes. Reserve parking for Ben Wright. Reggie for $5. Thank you so much for your $5 donation. You're pretty fucking awesome cool, too. I'm assuming you want a parking lot spot as well, Reggie. That's what you're getting at. Yes. There wasn't Ben Wright a sponsor? I swear you were a sponsor before. That's why you're over in that parking spot. Could have been wrong. I might have to move yours. Yours was only a donation. Alright, let's... get that up to there. This over here. Which parking lot would you like to have, Reggie, if that is your goal? You don't have to have a parking spot if you don't want one, but donators do get one. Do I get one if I was a sponsor? Yes, you do. Or what do you mean was a sponsor? Like if you are a sponsor now, or like if you sponsored in the past? Basically, I added everyone kind of that was a sponsor at one point after I decided to do that. So if you were a sponsor at the time that I looked, then you have a spot. And if it fades, you keep your spot. That's fine too. I was in the past. I don't know if you were a sponsor when I added those. Let me take a look here. Over here. No, that's fine, James. Let's see. You might not be on here. Nope. Sadly not. You'd have to re-sponsor, I think, since it was a role that I made after you've already left the sponsorship, which is fine. You don't have to sponsor. If you guys don't want to sponsor or you can't afford to, do not sponsor the channel. It's for a parking spot in a video game. Keep that in mind. Like, that's what this is. So don't feel pressured to do so. There we go. All right, so thank you guys so much for your donations today, and if you guys and you know, subscribing and supporting the channel means a hell of a lot. Taking the lazy way to make this one. There we go. Perfect. And that is our ventilation. It definitely took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but I think it's a worthwhile detail to do. I'm gonna first copy this over here. Just plop this inside so we can separate that. Have I seen the ride skin? I can't share links here. Did you send it to me on Twitter? Send it to me on Twitter. And that's the best way to send me a link. Yeah. Okay, so ventilation is done. Let's add some greenery to fill in some of these dead spots going back towards this way. Oh, man, you're having me literally stop the stream for this. I mean, it looks okay. It's Aztec-y, kind of a Mayan-esque look to it. But it's, I don't know. I don't particularly like the looks of it, to be honest. And we already have a Tri-Storm. So, this is our Tri-Storm. But it's meh. It's just meh. I don't like overly campy themes like that one. It was just a little campy. I like my serpent, and I like chalk because it's just huge details. That one was just, I don't know. The face was weird. Weird face on that one. Okay. You know what's funny? This shape right here, kind of like the Running Man kind of arm shape, just makes me think of the cactus from Final Fantasy. That's a little weird. Chalk was awesome. Agreed. All right, trees. Trees and shrubs. An important detail for any park, because we use it to cover up all the empty spots. So line to surface is off. Let's make sure, get some color variations in here. And I kind of want a little bit of a wall of green effect. You know, it's in between two buildings. Not many people come back into this area, so. An abandoned museum, a haunted house of zombies. I think I'll try myself. Go for it. Get it done. Build. Get that. Creative itch. Where do you guess the number for the month? So what will happen, I thought about that, because I can't just have people guessing all the time. What will happen is in one of the Alpine Odyssey videos, I will basically ask for people to comment their guess for that month, and whoever gets the closest within a certain amount of time will get that parking spot. I don't want to do live counts during streams anymore, as they just simply take 20 minutes to do. And I think that's too long of a section while I'm streaming that I could be getting stuff done for the park. So. You gotta go? Well, thanks for stopping by. Alright, let's get that. I wonder, because I love your work in this park, how did you come up with the idea and concept for this park? I literally... I decided that after Air Temple Island that I wanted to make a proper theme park, because I was finally comfortable, I think, with building large-scale items in the game. The concept of the park was pretty actually straightforward to do. I wanted multiple themes, so that were based around, you know, real world locations. And to do that, I picked the Alpine theme because I liked the Alpine theme the best. That's, you know, that's basically the only reason to do anything, in my opinion. Wow, I literally can't connect this up anywhere, huh? Well, fine, jeez, game. And so I decided that Alpine Odyssey, Alpine, because that's the theme, it's the Alpine theme map, and Odyssey as homage to the epic poem, the Odyssey, because it goes on a grand journey around. So it's going to be on a grand journey around different areas of the world. That is where that came from. And the logo a fan made. Sadly, it's been so long that I've forgotten his name. But I can go back and find it, and when the park becomes released, I'll definitely credit him for that, because that was a really awesome thing. And what I might end up doing too, I've been kind of toying with this idea as well, is that the different areas of Alpine Odyssey, I would like to have their own little logo for each area. So like, the logo for Alpine Odyssey Aztec or Alpine Odyssey Europe. I think that would be cool to do. Do I still like Planet Coaster? I like Planet Coaster, yeah. It's a great game. What I don't like is when people only want Planet Coaster. That's when I go a little crazy, because I can't play the same game a whole lot. Like, I have a bad habit of switching games frequently, because basically, I guess I have ADD when it comes to video games. You want Castle Story? I don't know if Castle Story's been updated in a while. Let's see if that's awesome. I also have an idea for a park concept for myself, but because I suck at building, I don't dare to start it. I'm like theme areas with different country themes. There you go. And some MMORPG Let's Plays. There's not really any good MMORPGs though right now. I'm waiting for Chronicles of Illyria to see how that shapes out, as I like the concept of that, but I'm also worried that they're not going to live up to my expectations for it, which is always the case for most RPGs at this point. And I like WoW, but I don't like new WoW. I like really vanilla WoW. So that might be a lost cause too. You play WoW? Yeah. Kinda lost me after Wrath of the Lich King. WoW did. Because Wrath, I think, was the initial downfall of pretty much the whole system. Vanilla WoW is coming back, but I'm skeptical about what they are going to do to it. I'm worried that it won't be properly vanilla WoW. They'll try and put some quality of life improvements, which, don't get me wrong, vanilla WoW had plenty wrong with it, like a lot wrong with it. But as an overall experience, I think it was the best. Because every level mattered, every dungeon mattered. The leveling experience was simply like, you know, long, but the leveling experience was half the game. Warlords of Draenor did suck. Legion is awesome. Love the Demon Hunters. The new expansion is very promising. Yeah, the new expansion looks good. I'm happy they're doing another number crunch, because number crunches are important, I think. Because when you start doing millions of damage, you kind of lose concept. Like, basically, I have 3 million HP. Okay, for reference, that's basically just like having 3,000 HP. Just take off a few zeros. I can't conceptually think of 3 million. So, let's just call that 3,000. It's more nature-based because you can't build. That's perfectly fine. Nature's good. Nature's fun. Can't start allied races from the start. You have to unlock them with max level characters. Grand rep. That takes weeks. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. In fact, I still want their original pitch for Death Knights. I wanted to be like, you have to get a paladin to, I think 60 or 70 was their original pitch, and then you had to become an evil paladin. I think that would have been a really cool thing to do. That would have been great. Would have been great. Hey, Potato Dude. The tank has 11 million HP, so you have 11,000 HP. This is Burning Crusade. That'd be basically your HP, 11,000. So, yeah, stopped playing that game when I got to max level. Yeah. Well, if you think about it, leveling is some of the best experiences in WoW, right? Because if people really want gear and they want progression, leveling is progression. It's every level you get some new abilities, or every 2 levels, I guess, and you get a talent point. You're getting stronger. You can feel it. You might find new gear. There's a lot of dungeons to run. You get a lot of gear that way. You watch your character get very strong. Can we see the park? Sure. I'll bounce back real quick. This is the park for now. I already did kind of a full tour, so you might have to, when the stream comes out on the VOD, to watch that back. But this is the current cool park. I'm glad you think it's cool. Really love the mount runs. Yeah, running to Scarlet Monastery as an Alliance player or SFK kind of sucked, but there was some dynamic gameplay to it. I was fine with summoning stones. Summoning stones were fine because that still required 2 people to run there. But anything after that, like just instant, let's just teleport them to the group all the time. Uninteresting. What's the next week's episode about? I guess next week we are going to start the side of the backstage. So we have this backstage area to finish. So that would be cool to do. That way we get a solid, just a solid chunk. Like this whole area will be considered 100% done almost. So that would be pretty amazing. And then we'll start on the new theme. I already know what I'm building here. I'm going to be building a pump house, a small pump station for the water ride. So that'll be neat. Hashtag spoilers for the next episode. I have a max level human destruction warlock and a max level worgen beast hunter. I never liked beast hunters. Give me marksman any day. Marksman is just like, I want to do the damage. Why should this little NPC do my damage? I played a worgen hunter in Kata. I span volley like a pro. What have I done today in the stream? We'll do a little review as soon as I get some of this plant stuff laid out. And then we can go over that for you, Kevin. Okay, we got all that. Question, is this wide enough for 2 trucks to go side by side? Huh. Looks like it. Good. What rides do I miss in PC? What do you mean miss? Like from the older games? Because I never really played the older games. Don't like that tree. There we go. That's fine. Oh, thanks, car alarm. Just go off. That's perfect. Like, why do you want to have still in Planet Coaster? Oh, well, we're going to have a lot of rides. It's custom height vertical drop rides. Never got to play with any of those. And chairlifts. I mean, like, some rides that I'm thinking for the next themed area, probably going to get a collider in one of these. I think that would be cool. And then for kind of the casual ride, we'll probably do the Aeronauts because I like it a lot. And then for the coaster, I'm not sure which coaster we'll use. Bungee cannonball like you have on the carnival. That would be cool. That would be cool. Just watch your people pass out as they get launched into the air. It'll be hilarious. Alright, let's get that. You have any ideas what you're going to do to fill the empty areas between the roads towards the park? It's going to be kind of like this stuff. So foresty areas, kind of going through here. This will be like low-lying shrubs. It's gonna be a combination of what you see here, basically, and thicker forests. So if you just picture this, kind of just copied through here, that's what it's gonna look like. So cut back forest and shrubs and things, but the park edge is all gonna be surrounded by this, at least, at minimum. So people, you know, when they're driving, they're gonna be mainly seeing the park, and the backstage will be hidden. Granted, there'll be some gaps that people can see through, because I think that's important. That windmill is so tall. It's just so tall. And like, still one of the coolest views is just simply going over to the parking lot. Just see the whole park in the distance. Yep. Okay, any last minute thoughts on the backstage area on this side? Because right now, it is basically 100% done. Anything here in the last 10 minutes you guys think that is missing? Because for now, that is basically it. Like, I could go ahead and add another train car to this that's inside, I suppose. Police officer, they look to screens watching the cameras. We don't have a security building yet. I was going to put the security building closer to the roadways. What will we be doing next? So this week's episode will start the backstage on this side. So more staff parking. So we can go over some elements here. So I want some more staff parking along this wall. There's going to be a pumping station here for this water ride. There's going to be another cargo depot back here, along here. Another staff building along here somewhere. And maybe some more parking on this side. So, a lot of little things. The rail tracks need to be wooden block at the end of the rail line so they don't fall off the train. Ah, one of those. Isn't that already in the game? Hold on. Don't they have one of those? Look, one of these? Good idea on that. Build an unfinished area with half a coaster and cranes builders, basically a construction area. I don't know. Sounds like a weird idea. Weird idea? Who would ever want to do that? That's the mystery theme already. Anyways, that's it. That's it with today's stream. If you guys enjoyed the time here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You can become a sponsor and get a parking lot spot. You can donate, get a different parking lot spot. You can guess the monthly raffle when that comes out to get a parking lot spot as well. You can hit that bell icon to get notified when I upload on the channel. You can comment. You can like me or hate me. That's fine too. I'll see you guys next week when we stream some more. Thanks for coming out, and I'll see y'all next time.